evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Janice Kaufman. I'm chair of the Regional Council in the North East. Now, obviously, due to the government restrictions, we're holding this meeting online this year, so it's going to feel very different. However, I have made the effort. I've brushed my hair, put my lipstick on, changed out of my pyjamas. Also got a glass of wine handy so we can toast the winners. And there's a bottle in the kitchen in case the meeting overruns. So bear with me if I disappear off the screen. Whilst we've had a couple of practice sessions with this technology, this is the first of the regional awards evenings, and there's another 8 going on through the country. So there's a few people watching this to make sure that we don't make a hash of it. But the technology and format's unfamiliar, so please bear with us if things do go a little awry. That'll just add to the fun. And I think we should probably have a prize for the first person that we have to shout, "You're on mute" to. The technology is going to be hosted by Sarah from England Athletics with Chris as backup, and they do seem to know what they're doing technology-wise. And I'd also like to welcome all those who are watching on YouTube and hope you have an enjoyable evening. The quality of the nominations that we received again this year was extraordinarily high, and I know that the selectors had a very difficult job picking out the runners-up and winners. Anyway, before we start, there's just a couple of simple instructions that you'll need to follow. So your regional councillors are going to present the awards. They will introduce the category of award and then announce the runner-up before reading out the citation. At the end of the citation, our hosts will find the runner-up and their live image will appear on screen to accept the virtual award, as demonstrated here by Sarah. There we go, there's Chris. In case you don't know him, Chris Mallender. At the end of the citation, our host will find the runner-up, as I said. The runner-up will then be asked a couple of questions, but no need to worry because it's really informal. But please do try to remember to unmute yourself before trying to answer. After that, if everyone can show their appreciation by clicking on one of the reaction buttons at the bottom of the screen. As Sarah said, we did try unmuting everyone on one of our practice sessions so we could applaud, but it just sounded like a pitter-patter of raindrops on the screen, so it was a bit pathetic. So we've had to opt for the virtual applause. This will then be followed by the announcement of the winner. Again, the citation will be read, which will be followed by a short video clip before the hosts find the winner and put them up on the screen. Again, a couple of informal questions and a virtual reaction. So the first category will be presented by Russell Dickinson Dean, but before that we have a short video presentation from Kelly Sotherton MBE, who's a team manager for the England Commonwealth Games team and an ex-multi-event athlete. I'm sure she doesn't need any introduction, but amongst other medals, she won bronze medals at the 2004-2008 Olympic Games, as well as being a member of the bronze medal winning team in the 4x4 in 2008. She also won bronze at the 2007 World Championships and gold at the 2006 Commonwealth Games. Since retiring from athletics early with back problems, she's become a performance coach and worked as a TV presenter before taking on the role as team manager for the England Commonwealth Games team. So if we can run VT, please, Sarah.
My name is Kelly Sotherton and I'm the team leader for the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games, and I'd like to welcome you to England Athletics Regional Awards, where we'll be celebrating our sport and also the amazing volunteers across every role. I just want to share with you some of the experiences that I had as an athlete and how volunteers have helped shape my career and helped me to get me where I am today. One of the most important parts of an athlete's journey is the club system. And that's how you get really engaged with athletics. And I came from the Isle of Wight, and at the time there wasn't an all-weather athletic track. So we felt we needed to go to the mainland, and we joined Portsmouth AC so we could train at the Mountbatten Centre. And it was there when I got my first official coaches, where I tapped into the coaches that worked within the Portsmouth AC system. They helped me get to training, they helped me get to competition, and within a couple of years I had my first international. And for Portsmouth AC, they really supported my early years as an athlete and in development, and for that I'm really truly thankful. When I went to university, I moved to another club, to Peterborough Athletic Club, because my friend at this time, my friend's mum was a team manager, Carol Holman, but it was the first experience of me having senior women's national competition. And that was really important and vital for me at the time, because how and where I was developing into a multi-eventer of coming into international class. So it was crucial that I had that competition at the right time. After I finished university, I moved to Birmingham and linked up with Birchfield Harriers, which is still my current club now. So I've been with them for 22 years and I'm a life member, and also been a committee member. And it's there I enjoyed my many successes as a senior athlete and where I trained and won all my medals. The great thing about Birchfield Harriers is it's a massive club, but also everyone knows each other, everyone's really supportive. And when I retired, I joined the committee, and it was then when I really truly realised actually how many small cogs there are in the club system. As I say, like Portsmouth AC provided me with my coaches, and it's really important to recognise that coaches and athletes go hand in hand. They are the lifeblood of the system. And coaches at every level, grassroots all the way through to elite, most of them are volunteers. They do it because they love helping people be the best version of themselves. And from my experiences of all the coaches I've had that have come through local clubs and the club system, it's helped shape my philosophy as a coach. It's helped me be a better person, and that I'm truly thankful. So learning to be a coach at a club was truly vital for me, and it gave me a really good grounding and a platform to be the coach that I was when I was a coach. One of the fundamental volunteer roles for me is officials. I think officials sometimes gave me a bit of a bad rep sometimes because of how I was, but if they realised actually how important they were into my career and actually at competition, I think they may view this differently. So I truly remember many times as a young athlete at the Southern Women's League and all the young athlete leagues when I was younger, the officials that I would be in a competition with, and they'd be raking a pit or measuring a throw, and I then 10, 15 years later see them at Crystal Palace in the Grand Prix doing exactly the same thing, and realising actually officials at every level are truly vital, and they do it because they love to be part of the athletics family, and they are truly vital. And I remember seeing many of them at the European Championships in 2007 in Birmingham, which I had a really good competition with Carolina Kluft. And I think a lot of them remember me, and I have a little bit of a reputation for getting into the call room and having a bit of a hissy fit. But what lots of officials wouldn't have realised, actually that was part of me calming down before I went out to compete. So that was part of my process of going into a call room. The officials might be checking my bag, me having a mini argument with them, but that helped settle my nerves a lot. And if I didn't have that, I would take too much adrenaline into my first event. So it was really, really, really helpful for me to have the understanding of many of the officials, and also when I see them now, have a cheeky wry smile and a bit of a laugh about that experience. But they were pretty crucial to my experience of being successful, whether it was at a league match, at the national championships, or at the biggest championships that we've held in our country, the Olympics. So they're pretty vital. I just want to say a really big good luck to everybody today, and I hope whether you're recognised or not, we all recognise how much effort you put into our sport to make it work, and more so this year how difficult it's been with how the world has been with COVID-19, and we are truly thankful, and we obviously hope it all gets better going forward from now. But please keep going. We need you, I need you, and hopefully we can have a great year over the next couple of years leading into 22 and every Olympics thereafter, and good luck everybody.
I'm handing over to Russell now, who's going to present the first award. Thank you, Russell.
Thank you, Janice. I'll just wait a moment till the technical people pick me up and put me on the screen. Or put the next slide up. Right, so the first award of the evening is a special one this year, which is called Athletics and Running at Home. And it recognises the fact that this year has been very different and we haven't been able to go to tracks and meet up the way we normally would. So this is for recognising an individual or club or group of members who help support their local community to stay active during the global pandemic. And I'm going to announce the runner-up. Is there something going to come up on the screen? Yes, so the runner-up in this category is Hartlepool Athletics Club. So a little bit about this nomination and why they were chosen from all the nominees to be the runner-up. This club have a wide range of athletes across all youth age categories. Throughout lockdown, the club set athletics challenges each weekend and asked members to share evidence of them completing these challenges on social media, along with a midweek challenge when they would normally be training. The challenges weren't just athletics-based, as there were also art and mental health challenges to look after the young people holistically. The club have shown that you don't need a track to train, and that everyone, rich or poor, was able to access and get involved in these activities. And I believe that we have John Spence from the club on the call tonight.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Hi. Congratulations. It's a new category, and this really recognises people who've had to do new things for the first time. And seeing your focus on mental health was really encouraging, because we know young people didn't have the structure of school and they didn't have their normal structures of their sport. So as lockdown has eased, have your members been able to take part in any of these socially distanced track and road races that organisers have been able to put on?
Yeah, we've had lots. The North East has been quite good. There's been lots of Darlington and Morpeth and Hexham. We've got quite a few. Our numbers have been really good, actually. So when there was a bit of a peter off during lockdown, we've got it back up now. So it's been really encouraging. The numbers are good. Everyone's doing great. Obviously, this has been a hiccup during lockdown too, but it's been really encouraging. We did over 2,000 challenges during the first lockdown. So we're not doing that many during these 4 weeks, of course, but we keep everyone busy. And it's a good atmosphere. It's worked really well.
Wow, that's fantastic. Can you give us some idea of the size of your club and how long it's been going?
We've been going about 5 years, 5 and a bit years now. We're quite small. We're just based out of school. We started it just after I started doing some athletic sessions in local schools and realised that we needed a bit more of a somewhere from the story, and we didn't have anywhere else. Plus, we started it. One person turned up to the first session, followed me around the sports hall for an hour, and we've got about 140 members now. And during lockdown, we've actually added an adults run group as well. So it's been really good, progressing. And we've had our first athlete compete at nationals last year as well. So really well.
Wow, that's really good. And I heard you say there that you've now got some adults. Is that behind the change of name from Youth Athletics Club to Heart?
That's right, yeah, that's right. We started getting a few interested to do a few cross countries and road runs, and it was always a bit on the mind with the youth section. Obviously, we want people to know that it's not just for the youth, it's open to everyone now. And the big challenge in the next 12 months is to start doing a bit better with disability sports as well. So that's our next big challenge in the next 12 months.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations again on being the runner in this category. And honestly, if you're that new a club and fairly small, laying on 2,000 challenges during the lockdown, that's very impressive. Well done.
All the parents had a decent approach in that as well, to be fair. There was a lot of tasks sent out, so...
Yes, I bet.
Parents.
Well, thank you, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you very much.
So I now have the pleasure of announcing the winner in this category. for athletics and running at home. And the winner is Newcastle Frontrunners. So I have to admit a self-interest in this, because this is actually my own club, but I didn't make the nomination and I didn't judge the nomination, because these awards were judged by the East Midlands Regional Council. So we didn't know who had won. It is a club set up 9 years ago, specifically tailored to the lesbian, bisexual, gay and transgender community of the North East, with members as far away as Morpeth and Leeds. The committee and the wider membership came together at the start of lockdown quickly to devise activities that runners could do no matter where they lived, and even if they were injured or shielding. This meant, for example, a weekly bingo card challenge where you may have to photograph yourself with a bridge on your run, but not naming a specific bridge, which meant you could stay local. Or a Northeast relay where members ran a section close to their own home and eventually covered every mile from the Spire Bridge in Sunderland to a suffragette statue in central Morpeth. There were also 2 socials per month in different formats. And the person who we've got on the line from the club actually was the social secretary at the time, so we'll ask her about those. And the club is famous at cross-country fixtures in the Northeast for the volume of cake consumed. So during lockdown, members continued that tradition by delivering cake to shielding individuals. The activities are nicely summed up in a video that the club have put together for us. So let's take a look. Okay, back to me. Well, you've been very busy. I think we have Jocasta Williams from the Newcastle Frontrunners Committee on the line.
Hello, Russell.
Oh, hello there,
everyone.
Welcome. Well, this is a strange one for me to be presenting to my own club, but I'm very delighted to do so, and glad to see you've dressed up very smartly for the evening. I normally see you in lycra.
Yeah, dressed smart, but I have got my trainers on as footwear, not
Popping out for a run after.
Yeah.
So just a couple of questions for you, Jocasta. It's clear that you made a big impact on your members during the first lockdown, and we just saw a lot of the things that you got involved in. Can you tell us a bit about how you're keeping them active in the second lockdown?
Yes, we're encouraging people to buddy up and run with someone else, because you can run with one other person. It's a lot harder to back out if the weather's not so great, if you've arranged to meet someone at a specific time and place. To facilitate this, we've set up forums on TMAP, which we launched to our members a couple of months ago, which is based on the pace group they'd usually run with. So this makes it easy for people, especially our newer members, to find someone to run with. We're continuing to offer strength and conditioning every week on Zoom, and we're setting a run development session every week too, so people can do this either on their own or with their running buddy. Although we're hoping that small group running will return on the 2nd of December, we're also planning to launch a 12 Days of Christmas bingo card to keep people motivated through the month of December. As well as getting festive selfies whilst out running, club members will be encouraged to take part in a couple of virtual runs that are coming up, one on the 1st of December to mark World AIDS Day, and a Pride Sports Rainbow Laces campaign run as well.
Wow.
So
Lot to fit in between now and the end of the year.
Yeah.
Now, I mentioned before that you were organizer of the social events during the lockdown, and I took part in the Taskmaster quiz that you organized. Can you tell the audience something about that?
Yeah, so the Taskmaster Social was organised on Zoom, and club members were divided into small teams and then put into breakout rooms to complete a selection of tasks within a given time frame. After each task, they then returned to the main Zoom room to see what other teams had done and to be awarded points. Tasks range from writing a lockdown limerick to doing extraordinary things with trousers. And one of the funniest rounds was dressing up as a nursery rhyme. And I've got a picture to show you, hopefully, of one of the, well, part of one of the nursery rhyme entrants. So hopefully people can see that quite clearly. And anyway, any guesses as to who it is? So the socials, we felt it was important to keep going for sort of the mental health aspect. Quite a lot of our club members live on their own and were working from home. So without sort of things organised by the club, some of them wouldn't have sort of seen or interacted with anyone else for, you know, a few days at a time.
Well done. Congratulations. You've certainly kept people active physically and mentally by the looks of it, just as Hartlepool did. So congratulations again. I know that England Athletics will get the award to you when possible. So there is something coming, but obviously we can't physically give it to you today. But congratulations to you and to all the members of the club.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And yeah, the video was a great reminder of quite how much we did. It's not until you sort of see it put together like that that I think you realise quite how many activities went on over the months until we were able to return to small group running.
Yeah, fantastic. And obviously the judges in the East Midlands saw just quite how much had gone into it. So well done. I think I'm handing back to Janice now for our next award, which is Run Leader of the Year.
Thanks, Russell. What a fantastic video, and it really showcased the sights and sounds of the North East. I thought it was brilliant. So well done, Newcastle frontrunners. If everyone wants to show their reactions for both the runner-up and the winners of that category, please click on the button now. So we're moving on now to the category of Run Leader of the Year. This recognises an individual who has demonstrated their passion and commitment for leading within athletics and running. And the runner-up in this category is Lisa Edwards. Now, Lisa spent lockdown coming up with creative running challenges each week to keep Durham Mums on the Run athletes motivated and eager to get out and run. She also encouraged us to share photos so we could all feel connected, and it worked. The Facebook group set up is a hive of cheerful activity and encouragement. As the lead coach for the club, she's led small groups and also enabled people to become coaches in their own right, and supported them to take large groups of runners. The club has had over 100 runners entered into races, and Lisa has sent out medals with personal messages to the runners. Nothing is ever too much trouble. So well done, Lisa. And welcome to the meeting. If you'd like to unmute yourself so you can answer.
Hi.
Hi. Your nominated mentioned that you come up with creative running challenges each week. Could you share one of those with us? Give us some ideas.
Oh my goodness, there's been so many over the last few months, so I don't even know where to start. I set something every week. So we had lots of things around Durham. So we had to go and find trig points or holy wells or local landmarks. And I did something every week that the mums could do by themselves or with the children. So just tons of different things. We're actually on lockdown bingo now, on round 2. So we've got a challenge where you've got to do various things over this month of lockdown as well. So everyone's very much in the spirit of going out and trying to get as many points as they can within one run and try and tick off as many bingo points as they can. It's all getting quite competitive.
I can imagine with athletes.
Yeah.
And so looking forward to the end of 2020 and hopefully coming out of lockdown, what are the challenges you think you're going to face as we go into 2021, keeping people motivated?
Oh, do you know what? It's our ladies and the women at our club are so lovely. They're very, very motivated in their own right anyway. I'll be so happy if we get back to small group running, because I think they found that it was a really long summer and we're a very, very close group. Even though we've got a lot of members, there's constant support all the time. So I think if we could get back to small group running, that would help. But at the minute, everyone's they're just so excited by all the challenges and various bits and pieces. And it's so nice now that we can go out and run with one other person. So there's people out all the time, every week in Durham, at all times of the day going out, because they're just desperate to get out with anyone from the club. So that's been really nice. But yeah, it was lovely being able to get back to small group running on a Monday and a Thursday when we do our session. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get back to some normality next year.
Well, I certainly hope so. And well done.
Thank you.
Our runners up, Julie Smith. Sorry, Lisa, I do apologise. And I've given the game away now.
Oh.
So the winner in this category is, there's a surprise, Julie Smith. Do we have Julie?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, Julie.
Oh, am I not on?
So Julie established her group in January 2019 on her own and has gone on to build a team of run leaders that share her passion for running. She's provided a much needed community activity in a remote and quite isolated part of County Durham, and provides support by breaking down barriers to encourage runners to join her group. And she ensures they will receive a friendly and warm welcome. She provides tailored plans for athletes wishing to train for particular events and to participate in different types of sessions to increase their fitness. She also runs with members outside of scheduled sessions to help them develop running as a habit. Julie also provides support to other local running groups, and her impact is far-reaching. As a result of her hard work, well-being has improved, people are fitter and healthier and are taking responsibility for improving their lifestyles. I think we now have a short video.
Hi Julie, yes, we nominated you for this award for so many different reasons, but the main one being that you don't know how special you are, but we all do. You've given so much to the local community by starting Quarrington Hill Runners. You've brought accessible activities to a very isolated and remote part of the North East. You've helped people to improve their physical and mental health. You've helped people to make new friends. You've even driven people to park run and other events and shown them it's nothing to be scared of. You've definitely led by example. You've also developed yourself by completing your coaching qualification and shown commitment and dedication to help others develop running as a habit, and I know this hasn't been easy for you. And most recently, during these really strange times, you've ensured that the most vulnerable in our community have had access to the support that they've needed. I'm really, really proud to have you as my friend. And on behalf of everybody at Quarrington Hill Runners and Coxall Runaways, I want to thank you for the support that you've given us all, because without doubt, we're not only better runners for it, but we're also better people. Thank you.
Wow, has that made you feel a bit teary?
Yeah.
It's set me off as well. So, Julie, you've built a team of run leaders. Can you share any tips on how you recruit your volunteers?
Well, I just kind of put feelers about on local Facebook pages to see if there was anybody interested in joining a running group initially. And then as the women came along, we started getting going with the group from the couch to 5K. Then you could kind of spot who would make a good run leader. So I just approached them from there. And luckily they did come on board with that. And then that meant that we could split into more groups. So we continually have a couch to 5K group. And then we also have groups, who either want to do further distance or get faster to do, say, 5Ks, park runs and things. So we're lucky enough to be able to split into those different groups now, thanks to all the leaders who've joined.
Fantastic. And wellbeing was mentioned a few times in your nomination, and you place a huge emphasis on it. How vital to your community is the work that you do?
It's really vital. We are a small village. There isn't really a lot goes on here, so it's nice to have something in the village where people don't have to travel. So we kind of sold it as that it was, a bit of exercise, a bit of chat, and that worked really well. So we've got people out doing it who wouldn't have thought of joining a running club, if they thought they were going to have to be fast or really good runners, they wouldn't have done it. So it's been really nice to get them out, and you can see how, that they're developing their confidence in themselves. That it's really lovely to see.
Well, thank you very much, and many congratulations on your win.
Thank you,
Julie.
Thanks.
If people can show their reactions, I think it's worth a heart, certainly.
Thank you.
I'm handing back over to Russell Dickinson-Dean now, who's going to present the next award. Russell, you're up.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Should tell, for the benefit of people who are watching, this is not just a two-person show. There are others from the Regional Council giving out awards later. It's not only me and Janice. So I have the pleasure of talking us next through the Run Together Group of the Year. This is recognising a Run Together group that provides friendly, supportive and welcoming group running opportunities in their community. And this is always one of the most hard fought after awards, because there are lots and lots of really good Run Together groups, and especially here in the Northeast. So I guess for the people judging this, it was really hard to narrow it down to two and then to choose which one of those would win. But the runner-up in this category is Lanchester Legends. So Lanchester Legends were set up by Michelle Meek after organising a Couch to 5K programme in the village. And the Legends have been operating for 2 years, and they can now get up to 40 runners at a session. growth has been made sustainable by the training of 5 more LERFs, or leaders in running fitness, for you track-based people that don't know what a LERF is. And they bring new people into the sport every year through 3 Couch to 5K programs. And through lockdown, Michelle has been setting running challenges to keep the members active. So I believe we have Michelle on the line, so I can ask her a couple of questions.
Hi.
Hi, Michelle. Congratulations on being the runner-up. This is, as I said, a highly contested category. So
thank you very much.
So I had a couple of questions for you. What did you do as lockdown eased and people could start meeting in groups of 6? How did you react to that?
Our normal session is 1 Monday night session per week, but we increased that to 2. So we met on Thursdays as well, just to double up on the amount of people that we could get to a session.
Right.
So not all of our run leaders could make it. So there were fairly small sessions, but usually there was two or 3 run leaders. And we would split off into groups according to pace or whatever people were wanting to do that evening, and just go out in little groups of 6.
Fantastic. And that's the thing, comes back to what Kelly Southerton said in the introduction. All of these, whether you're a big running club or a small run together group, it all depends on the volunteers, doesn't it? And without those LERFs, you couldn't have laid on those sessions. So recognizing those volunteers is so important. So what are you doing now in lockdown 2 when you can't meet in these groups of 6?
It's a little bit more difficult, especially with the darker nights. Trying to keep the Facebook group going and setting challenges with running a certain distance on Strava as a group through the week. This week we've got a scavenger hunt where we've got to take pictures of 10 items that I listed on Sunday. So it's just to keep people motivated and get probably their children involved on walks and things like that as well. It doesn't have to be out on a run. So it's just keeping that little bit of interest, really.
Yeah, well, and you're in a beautiful part of the world for people getting out and being active.
Very much so.
Well, congratulations again on being the runners-up as Run Together Group of the Year.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So moving on to the winner in this category. And I think geographically, the winner is not a million miles away from Manchester. The winner in this category is Coxo Runaways. So a little bit about their nomination. The ethos of the Coxo Runaways is that pace isn't important, just keep moving forward, which I think is a wonderful slogan to have. This January, the Couch to 5K program was the largest one they've had to date, supporting 28 new members to complete the challenge. On group nights, there is a variety of running and walking events for members to choose from, so everyone can find something that suits them. The group also sponsor a local under-8s football club and provided funds for them to purchase new kit. During lockdown, the group members worked with the parish council to support people who were shielding, making phone calls or delivering medication. For Mental Health Week, they also created a kindness challenge, which was shared with other Run Together groups. During lockdown, the group supported each other with Zoom calls, running and walking bingo challenges, and sharing of ideas via a newsletter. And I believe that we now have a short video about Coxo Runaways.
Hello, I'm Catherine and I joined Coxo Runaways in January of this year. I joined to do the Couch to 5K, which was quite a daunting task considering I hadn't done any exercise for a lot of years. However, with the amazing support and help that was provided by the run leaders, I was able to get quite a way through this challenge. After a few weeks, I took on the conditioning sessions as well, and they were phenomenal to help me with my stamina and technique. And again, the run leaders were just amazing. The support and encouragement that they provide is just unbelievable. I couldn't thank them enough for helping me to get through this. Thank you.
To you, happy birthday, dear Sharon. Happy birthday to you.
Hip hip.
Oh, she looks so happy. Happy birthday to you.
Runaways last October, as it offered me the opportunity to continue running over the winter months, as I usually don't go out due to the dark nights. The group is run by a lovely bunch of people who care and provide encouragement, support and positivity to all who come along, and it doesn't matter what size or what level of fitness they have. They offer a variety of sessions from the beginners to the high fitness levels and help everyone to become fitter and feel better about themselves. I've now made a new group of friends and proud to be part of the team. Well done to all of the leaders for this achievement.
Hello, Cox of Runaways. I'd just like to say a little message to say how you've changed my life. And wow, what a journey we've had together. Lots of fun, lots of challenges. I feel inspired and I've met so many wonderful people through the group who are all amazing in every single way. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Coxon Runaways!
What a lovely video that was. Looks like you have an awful lot of fun at Coxo Runaways. I believe that we've got Suzanne on the line for me to talk to.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
Hi. Well, you're probably quite emotional having seen that video. I think we all are.
Yeah.
So I'll try and I'll ask you a question, and hopefully we can get through the answer together. If I get you to focus on some events. So I see that in the citation there was a variety of walking and running events on club nights. So could you outline for us the sort of things that you do on club night?
Yeah. Last year we teamed up with Durham County Council to offer a Walk Durham walk-in group. So we have a leader who does that on behalf of us. We started that because we found that when our runners were perhaps injured, it was probably the time that they needed us most. And we wanted to have something to offer them, and also to offer people who A, didn't want to do running, or B, perhaps thought they couldn't, an avenue to get into running, to show them it perhaps wasn't as hard as they thought it might be. So we established that walking group quite recently. We started with the small Couch to 5K group back in September 2018, and we've been able to get a team of run leaders together to offer quite a diverse range of sessions now. So we usually have a Couch to 5K program, a walk. We have at least 1 or 2 social 5Ks, and we also usually have a group training for longer runs or particular events as well.
Wow, that's an awful lot you've put together in a very short time.
Yeah, it's really just, we have an amazing group of people. We're very lucky in the area that we live in, where we have you know, a variety of running options, and we have a good quality of run leader that wants to lead, and they're able to give up their time to do that so that we can offer these.
That's great. I was fascinated with the one activity in the video there where people were in pairs and sort of tapping each other on the shoulder. What's that all about?
That's one of our quite regular warm-up sessions that people seem to enjoy. So it's a bit of a take on shadow tag. So it's upper body only, but you've got to almost replicate the moves that your partners make.
Right.
So they've got to try and tag you on the shoulder, and you've got to either try and block them or replicate that move and tag them back on the shoulder. But it gets people moving around, and it always generates lots and lots of laughs.
Yeah, no, I really liked that. I think I could introduce that in my own sessions. With my warm-ups, people go, oh, do we have to warm up? That looks like something they would like.
They're not so keen on the squats, but they enjoy that one.
And also the fundraising for the local football club. We saw some of the boys from the club there thanking you. How did that come about?
They put we're quite a small and close-knit community, and they kind of put a cry for help out. The kits that they had were really worn down, and some of them were quite holy. So our members, it wasn't one of our regular fundraising activities, and our members actually kind of came together and rallied and decided that they would support this. So they all put in a little bit of money so that we were able to donate that to the football club to sponsor the under-8s. We've also donated money to other community initiatives as well in the area that we live in.
That's superb. It looks like you're really part of and interacting with the community in more than just running. So well done.
Thank you.
So I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening, and when we can get your award to you, we will do. And good luck with going forward in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now I believe I'm handing to Chris Betts, who's going to be presenting the Athletics or Running Club of the Year.
Hello. Am I now unmuted? I hope so. Can anybody hear me?
No, you're all good, Chris.
Okay, thank you for that reassuring thing. So this is to recognise the achievements of a club and the commitment of the members and the opportunities they give to their members. And we've got an awful lot of clubs in the North East, and I'm very pleased that these awards were made by the East Midlands Council, because they were the people who selected the from the recommendations. So the runner-up today, the runner-up for Club of the Year is Lowfell Running Club. So welcome to Lowfell Running Club, the North East Club of the Year runner-up. And Lowfell is a well-established club around Gateshead, in the Gateshead area, and it's got very positive, helpful ethos, and it's known to be very friendly, and they meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays at the Lowfell Cricket Club. And although it's a club with a lot of history, it moves with the times, and recently it's introduced female-only club nights on Mondays. It's got a beginner and a young athlete sessions as well. And on Friday, they go to Gateshead Stadium, where they hire the stadium and they have track sessions. Locally, they're well known. They compete in lots of local events and lots of not so local events. Lots of their members compete in the North East Masters events. They compete in local leagues, and they compete in Northern and National Cross Country and other championships. So they are the runner-up for the North East. And now I think we should be seeing Alan Elders.
Yes,
Alan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Chris.
Hello, Alan. We've gone back many years together, and that's a really nice setup you've got there with your cups and your vests and everything. So I see lots of Lowfell runners running around Saltwell Park all the time. But with this pandemic that's gone on, how have Lowfell members coped with this pandemic, and what changes have you had to make?
We've done lots of virtual runs, Chris. We have a weekly challenge. It's either a mile, a 5K, a 10 mile. We've even done a half marathon and a marathon. We've also done a virtual relay, which we've got a video of. And similarly, the ladies have had other challenges as well, going around local monuments, challenged to go around local monuments. And now we're approaching the second lockdown. We're trying to introduce 2 weekly challenges, and we're looking to progress from there. But like the others, we've had lots of support from the volunteers and the coaches and the committee, of course.
You've got such a wide range of members. I know you take very young members. You've got quite a good complement of senior members of a certain age. You do all sorts of events. How do you arrange competition for for such a wide range of club members?
What, during the lockdown, Chris?
Yes.
By the virtual runs. In the virtual runs that we do, the 1 mile, what we've introduced is an age category. So we, based on the national ages of people, we can adjust the time so we can see who's the fastest in the age groups and things.
That's very good. So well done to Lowfell. Thanks very much indeed, Alan, and many congratulations. A well-deserved award.
Thank you very much. The club will be very pleased about it.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce the winner, the Club of the Year. And the Club of the Year for the North East of England is Prado Plodders. Have we got Prado Plodders here?
Hi, yes.
Hello.
Hi there.
Right, well, it's my pleasure to present to say that you have been declared Club of the Year. I know Prado well. It's one of my favourite walking places along by the River Tyne, there next to the Spetchels. It's a lovely area, and it's got no track athletics roundabout, so it's a superb location for a running club. And you've gone from you started in 2018, I understand.
That's right, yes.
And you've now got over 200 members.
Yeah, a mixture of juniors and seniors. I think we've probably got about 70 or 80 juniors, which we only started that about a year ago.
So that's absolutely tremendous. How have you got all your run leaders together?
A lot of our runners started through the Couch to 5K program, and we've managed to persuade a lot of those guys to become run leaders. We've also got a number of coaches that have qualified with the club as well, and we've got a lot of volunteers, especially with the juniors. We've got a lot of parents who volunteer to help us as well.
There was something in your profile about a buddy system.
Yes, so on the run nights that we have, so Mondays and Fridays, any new runners that come along, we try and buddy them up with our existing members, so they feel welcome. There's no pressure on them, just basically to put everybody at ease. We do the same with Couch to 5K. We've got a number of our previous Couch to 5K runners who turn up every Sunday morning and buddy up with the new runners as well.
Yeah, yes, I know. It's certainly. I can remember when I joined the running club for the first time, and it was quite frightening to see all these people that you'd never met before from all different walks of life. Listening in on this is someone called Chris Jones, who's the chief officer for England Athletics, and he'll be very pleased to know that you make sure that all your members pay the affiliation fee to England Athletics.
Yes, that was one thing that we were very conscious of during lockdown. We kept our membership fee the same, but then we decided that every single member we would pay across the fees to England Athletics as well. In previous years, a lot of our members weren't members of England Athletics as well, but we took the decision to try and support through the lockdown as well and make sure that we were all paid up members.
And I see that you've had talks from local Olympic athletes as well.
Yes, that's right. One of our members has arranged talks with Laura Waitman and Ali Dixon. So both of those ladies came out, did some talks, and also did some training sessions with our members.
Yes, it's lucky we've got such high quality athletes in the Northeast who can do things like this. How do you get your members to help with all the events that you put on? Because you put on quite a few events, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Over the last 3 years, we've run a race over Easter where a number of our members volunteer to arrange that race, arrange the marshals, etc. And those races have resulted in about £4,500 going to charities over the last 3 years. In 2019, we were awarded the running of the Prudhoe Miners Race, which is a historic race for our area. We had over 400 runners for that race. We had members of the committee and also members of the general club form a new committee to run that race. So there's about 10 members. Pretty successful race. We were invited back to do it again this year. Obviously, different events have taken over. But yeah, we've pretty successful in some of the activities that we've done.
Well, it's really great to see you're doing a great job, and it's great to see such dynamic athletics taking place in Prudhoe, which is a lovely place along the banks of the River Tyne. So congratulations to Prudhoe Plodders, the Club of the Year for the North East. And I think it's now my turn to introduce Janice.
We've just got a short video to play.
Have you got a video? I didn't know that. Okay, right.
Not a problem. We're going to roll that V2.
We're staying all night. We never slow down. I think we better do it like we're doing it now. It's been a long time since we've been around. So come on, let's get doing it like we're doing it. Doing it like we're doing it. Waited so long just to be here. Now we're bringing this back to life. Yeah, we're bringing this back to life. Want you to know how I miss you. Now I got you right by my side. Yeah, I got you right by my side. Like the summer rains, you're in my blood, in my blood. And we're united forevermore. We're staying all night. We never slow down. I think we better do it like we're doing it now. It's been a long time since we've been around. So come on, let's keep doing it like we're doing it. Do it like we're doing it now. Keep doing it like we're doing it. Do it like we're doing it. Friends like a team in a circle. We're together, we're so alive. Yeah, together we're so alive. Joy like a jewel, let it sparkle. You know that I got your back for life. Yeah, I got your back for life. Like the summer rains, you're in my blood, in my blood. And we're united forevermore. We're staying all night. We never slow down.
Well done, Prudhoe Plodders. Very nice video. I lived for 20 years in Prudhoe. I can't remember it ever being that flat. I'm sure everywhere you went was uphill. So well done to all the runners from Prudhoe Plodders.
It's very flat along by the river there.
Yes. So we're taking a short break from the awards at the, and we're going to have a talk. So in a departure from previous years, we've had an elite athlete or an ex-athlete to talk about what a difference volunteers have made to their athletics career. This year, we've asked one of our willing volunteers from last year to talk about what the nomination meant to them and what's happened over the past year in their volunteering journey. So I'm delighted to welcome Mike Donnelly to the meeting. I'm sure many of you know Mike, and as an ex-athlete himself and now a coach and team manager, He's got loads of stories to share, so please show your reactions for Mike, who will hopefully pop up on the screen to talk.
Good evening, Janice. Good evening, everyone. It's nice to be cast aside as an elite athlete and introduced as a coach and a past has-been. But obviously, that's how I feel these days anyway. I won't keep everybody very long because I'm sure you're all anxious to go and watch the football or whatever it is that will follow this meeting this evening. Just to say, I was awarded the Coach of the Year award last year for the North Eastern region. And it was the first time I'd ever been awarded anything in that sense. And I was a bit mixed on how I felt about it because, believe it or not, I'm not very elitist. I think our sport is a broad church. And I think it's important that we welcome everyone and get the best out of everyone. It's wonderful to see all the runners and the joggers, Couch to 5K, and all the winners this evening. But being a member of Gated Harriers, my role is to develop the talent, the young talent, because without the young talent, our sport would die. It's fantastic to see people coming back to the sport and engaging in health promotion and get themselves fit for their own physical and mental well-being. But the essence of our sport, I feel, is the youngsters, and we need to give them every opportunity possible, especially during this pandemic that we're all going through. It's important that we give them a sense of normality, routine, challenge, and aspiration. One of my star little athletes said to me, they can cope with everything. It's just the uncertainty of things. So as coaches and volunteers and members of clubs, we're doing fantastic work in the community, really keeping things together. We are the unsung heroes. Anyway, I'll move on to the award from last year. In terms of a validation for myself, I mean, yes, it was nice to get. It's nice to be recognised by your peers and by English Athletics. And it was also a great endorsement for the club and for young athletes and parents as well. Give them all a little bit of a lift. And on the back of that, I don't know whether it was related, but I was fortunate enough to win the North Eastern Sports Personality of the Year award, to appear on TV, and then to go off to Aberdeen, to the glamorous, spectacular event that was held in the new conference centre at Aberdeen. And it was a wonderfully organised show. BBC doing fantastic work, promoting sports generally. And I got a chance to rub shoulders with all the other volunteers and hear their backstories. And it's amazing the amount of work that goes on in supporting youngsters, adults, physically, mentally handicapped people. It was fantastic to share in their experiences. And it was also great to hear and rub shoulders with all the superstars and hear their amazing stories. But I have to say, I did point out to them whenever possible that without the common denominator for everyone that was there that evening was the fact that they'd been supported by a volunteer coach or a volunteer official, be it an athletics meeting or a sporting meeting. And without their support, they wouldn't have achieved what they got. They wouldn't have aspired and achieved the levels of greatness that they all had. I suppose the highlight of the evening for me, being from a running background, was meeting the marathon man, Kipchoge. What an unassuming character. He was wonderful. I did invite him to come to the Northeast. I did invite him to join Gated Harriers, and I wish I'd had an athletics vest, a Gated vest or whatever, to give him on the evening. I wasn't that well prepared. Anyway, I'd like to talk a little bit about coaching generally. I suppose winning the award last year and reflecting on the work that I do with the youngsters at Gated Harriers and with Northumberland Schools, because I also help team manage Northumberland Schools with Kevin Flannery, who is also a real unsung hero, does amazing work for Northumberland Schools, athletics and the North Eastern region. It brought home the level of responsibility we all have and the sacrifices us volunteers make. The current crisis further endorses that. The role of volunteers supporting other people is vital. As a coach, we're charged with the talents and aspirations of the youngsters, and through our skills, knowledge, endeavour, we try and nurture, support, cajole, sympathise, and direct our charges to achieve their true potential. And if we're lucky, they listen to us. And if they're very lucky, they fulfill their potential and aspire to fantastic things. Ours is an honourable and a privileged cause. We get to work with, in the main, committed, enthusiastic people. We have an opportunity to help them develop as good characters, as people who will positively contribute to society. We help them with lifelong skills, really. Skills learned through teamwork, dedication, perseverance, failure, and victory. I commend all coaches and volunteers in our wonderful sport of athletics, and especially those nominated this evening, and tonight's runner-up and winner of the North Eastern Sports Award. And that's me done. Can I go into the coaching awards now, Janice? Is that
yes, please, carry on.
pertinent?
Yeah, thank you for that, Mike.
Okay, no problem. The runner-up for Coach of the Year has registered many years of dedicated support to athletes who admire his calm and incisive coaching methods, his positive advice and lifelong support. His past athletes regularly reappear at training nights, seeking his advice about fitness, job prospects, and general life struggles. His inclusive approach and attitudes towards the sport has seen him guide and inspire athletes to achieve national recognition and to represent their country at the World Athletics Transplant Games. Sorry, yes, that's right. And European Athletic Championships. His philosophy is to support and develop every athlete of any ability, encouraging them to be the best that they can be. I have been privileged enough to work with this gated coaching legend over the past 10 years or more, and will continue to seek his advice and support as we both endeavour to support our young chargers. I am delighted that he has been recognised for his selfless support for his athletes and for Gateshead Harriers. Your runner-up is Bruce Horsburgh.
Thanks, Mike. I don't think Bruce is on the call, but I'm sure he'll be delighted to have received the runner-up award, and we'll make sure that we get the award to him. So if you want to carry on.
Okay, we'll move on to the winner. This year's North East Coach of the Year is another professor of the sport. Like all the nominated coaches, he supports a plethora of young athletes and adults, offering careful analytical advice and encouragement across a number of athletic events. This is especially true of the combined eventers in his group, and he is capable of putting them back together again during competition, especially when events haven't gone so well. He's usually at events to support his athletes, and this is a huge commitment in both time and expense, as he has to travel to Glasgow, Sheffield, Bedford and beyond. His guidance and support have been particularly proactive during the current pandemic, where he, like many of us, has gone out of his way to provide a variety of coaching sessions to all his athletes. His support is equally balanced between the highest achieving athletes and those new to the sport, whom he develops with patience, accuracy and expertise. His work is valued by athletes, parents, athletic clubs and his peers across the region. The North East Volunteer Coach of the Year award is Jeffrey Fennick.
I think we have a short video for Jeff.
Hi, my name's Philippa and I've been coached by Jeff for 7 years now. Jeff is a huge support both on and off the track and is always developing his knowledge of the sport. Jeff is always at competitions to support the group and is often travelling up and down the country to do so. During lockdown, Jeff developed training sessions for the group to complete individually. This was a huge help and allowed us to have some normality within our lives. From me and the rest of the group, we all wish Jeff a huge good luck with the award.
Thanks, Philippa. So Philippa is one of Jeff's athletes. Mike, have you got any questions for Jeff? Or
Yeah, is he wearing trousers tonight, or is he still wearing his shorts?
He'll be shorts, definitely.
He frightens the living daylights out of the kids with those legs.
It was very tempting, Mike, but I can assure you I have got big boys pants on.
Big boys pants tonight, yeah. How are you doing, Jeff? You okay?
I'm very well, thank you, Mike. Thank you
very
much.
very many congratulations on your award, Jeff. And
Thank you.
for all the work that you do supporting the athletes, both at Gator Harriers and other clubs as well. Can I ask you a question, Jeff? How are you managing during this current lockdown?
It's difficult. It really is a struggle. Almost throughout lockdown, there was a feeling of guilt that you were neglecting your athletes. But I've got to say that they showed incredible discipline. Every week they were sending me videos, sending me stills. They were absolutely fantastic. They really were a true inspiration. Absolutely brilliant. What we would have achieved without lockdown, I really don't know. But towards the end, and credit to North East counties and Darlington for the events that they put on, but the athletes truly blossomed at the end. They were absolutely superb.
Okay. Yeah. That's me done. I've no further questions, Your Honour.
Well, thanks, Mike. Thank you for your talk. And Jeff, again, we'll get the award to you. Many congratulations. And it's been a very good year for you and your group. And I'm delighted that it's worked out so well in the end with many PBs. So moving on now, I'm going to invite Archie Jenkins, who's going to do the next round of nominations. Hi, Archie.
Thanks, Janice. Well done, Jeff. And I'm sure Mike wants to know that Scotland hasn't scored yet. The 2020 official of the year, recognising an enthusiastic official who makes a brilliant contribution to athletics in the local area, club or region. And I would like to say in our area, we certainly have so many wonderful officials. The runner-up in this category is Margaret Fraser. Margaret, like many, progressed from an athlete at our local club, South Shields, to become a technical official. Margaret, a level 4 field judge, is an ever-present at local events with a vast experience, enthusiastically advising and mentoring trainee officials and those on their pathway from level 1 to level 3. Her friendly encouragement is accessible to all. Her expertise involves appointments from local and regional to international level. One of her greatest achievements was her selection to officiate in the 2017 World Championships in London. Her services to Masters Athletics was honoured when she was invited to become an honorary member of the North East Masters Association. This commitment to Masters Athletics locally and nationally has been rewarded with regular selection to World Masters Championships throughout the globe. With this also is the bonus of exciting worldwide travel. I may add, Margaret has been known to enjoy herself socially at the end of the day. Margaret also officiates regularly at local and regional endurance events. In administration, she serves on the North East Counties General Committee, the Northern Athletics Officials Association, in which she makes sure the North East Counties officials are not forgotten. And this is her first year as the North East Counties Track and Field COFSEC, which is the County Official Secretary. She settled into that job really well. So I am delighted to shake hands with Margaret virtually as the runner-up in the North East Official of the Year category.
can hear you. Unmute
I've
yourself.
unmuted.
Just say
Thank you for that, Archie. I've eventually getting myself unmuted. Are
Right,
you trying to
Margaret.
say I'm an alcoholic, socialising so much?
I used the word socialising, Margaret. Well done.
Yes.
And as I said before, with so many excellent officials in the North East, so you must be very proud, and we're all proud of you. I'm going to start with a very difficult question. You'll be glad about that.
Oh,
was it windy in Shields today?
it was windy in Shields today.
Right, now they get harder. Right, I mentioned your World Masters trips abroad. Do any of them
Yes.
stand out? Any favourites?
I loved Australia just because I always wanted to go to Australia. But I've got to say, Brazil was a good one because I didn't think I'd ever get to Brazil and to meet the people out there and to do Rio and Christ the Redeemer and all them touristy things that you just didn't think you'd ever get to do. So that was a good point. But it's just nice meeting people from around the world who I keep in contact with quite a bit anyway. And Facebook helps with that, obviously.
They tell me when you're at these championships, it just involves 2 or 3 hours work a day. Is that right?
Oh, and the rest. I mean, Brazil was one of the hardest sessions I think I've ever put in. I think we were up and at the stadium for 7 o'clock in the morning. And the first day that I officiated, I actually left the stadium at midnight. And then I was back again there at 7 o'clock the next morning. So it isn't an easy trip when you go.
Okay, we'll
Some
move
of them
on.
have been easier than that.
Right, we'll move on from Brazil and Australia back to this country. We've all had a dreadful 6-7 months. Can you just tell me what your feelings were way back in August when the track and field competitions restarted?
It was quite good. I quite liked the way we did them. COVID safe and all that. And it was nice to get back out on the field and meet people and socialise and see what the other athletes and the other officials are doing.
Thanks, Margaret. Well done again. And I'll see you in muddy cross country in 2 or 3 weeks' time, hopefully.
Right, you are. I hope it's not muddy and I hope it's a bit warmer.
Right, we're now going to move on to the official of the year in the North East. And the official of the year is James Colling. As with Margaret, sorry, we've still got Margaret with us. Anyway, hi James.
Hi Archie.
Right. As with Margaret, James progressed from an athlete to become a technical official. James is described as diligent, hardworking, extremely knowledgeable, experienced, passionate, encouraging, and that list would go on and on. And now, nobody else has read out lists of achievements tonight, but now I'm not going to apologise for reading this remarkable record of achievement out, which tells its own story. So some of James's appointments in the last 8 years: 2012 London Olympic Games, 2012 London Paralympics, 2013 European Team Championships, 2014 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, 2016 Rio Olympic Games, 2016 Rio Paralympics, 2017 World Championships in London, 2017 World Paralympics in London, 2018 the World Cup, 2018 World Indoor Championships, 2018 Commonwealth Games in the Gold Coast in Australia, 2019 European Indoors, 2019 World Transplant Games, 2019 World Championships in Doha, 2020 World Indoor Tour. He was the technical manager in many, many Diamond Leagues. I think from that list, you get the gist of the level that James is at. I don't know if they do them now, James, but I'm sure you should have many passport stamps. In most of the above, James, as a level 4 field official, was either officiating or involved in the technical team. Now then, I am most impressed with this because I certainly do not fall into this category. James is very lucky to be skilled in do-it-yourself, and he's very, very famous for his gizmos, helping make the field official's job more professional and at the same time easier. James, there must be money to be made in these gizmos.
There probably is, Archie, yes.
Well, I'll be your manager. James, with all this knowledge and experience, is most approachable and is an ideal mentor at all levels. Combined with his field and technical duties, he's also a well-qualified endurance official with national experience. This started way back in 1995 when he was in the start team at the World Cross Country Championships, albeit just down the road, but they were held in Durham. 4 years later, he was the course measurer for the marathon at the World Veterans Championships in Gateshead. Now, I remember the World Vets in Gateshead very well. Nobody could believe the weather we had. Everybody thought it was being held in the Bahamas or Australia or wherever. Blue sky nearly every day. But then when it did change, it changed. But anyway, James was the course measurer for the marathon. What many don't know is annually, James is the Finnish team leader, controlling thousands, as we know, we're talking 40,000 plus, thousands of Great North Run finishers crossing the line. A mammoth task which he efficiently carries out. It's no surprise with the return to track and field competition this summer, James was chosen as the COVID-19 coordinator at all these local events. That's we've now got to obviously have COVID coordinators. So with this in mind, I had no hesitation in giving him the equivalent job in hopefully what will be the first Northeast Cross Country event in the Northeast in a few weeks' time. I, as Northeast COFSEC for endurance, I'm delighted that James is involved in endurance as well. So I'm certainly delighted in naming James Collings Northeast Official of the Year.
Thank you, Archie.
Yeah, that clip, James, it certainly told the story, and we're certainly highlighting your achievements. But it was wonderful there to see so many of our Northeast officials who were also appointed to, many of these championships. James, I'm intrigued by the gizmos. That's my term for them. Can you tell me anything else about any more about your gizmos?
Yeah, well, obviously with the new changes in the long jump, we decided to look at the replacement for the plasticine, which obviously we've got a
little camera system, which you can look on a laptop for it rather than the plasticine. So we tried it at the first COVID meeting at Morpeth, and it looks like it's going to work. We just need to get a few more events into practice with it. And then for the last meeting, due to all handling of the implements, we made some lifting devices for the shot put and the discus to save you contacting the implements.
Yeah, I've certainly, when I've worked with you, James, I'm always amazed with your bag of tricks when you open your bag. Okay, now I read out, 8 years of remarkable achievements, and you've had so many experiences abroad. Does anyone in particular stand out?
They've all been amazing, really. I mean, it's been honoured to get to some of these venues. I mean, Doha was probably the highlight, to be asked to go out to work under Chris Cohn to help him run the World Championships in 2019 and work alongside the IWF out there. And it's quite funny, as I applied for the Olympics at Tokyo and got turned down, and the job I got, I was actually teaching the new technical manager how to do the job. So it's quite funny when things like that happen.
Yeah, I didn't realise you hadn't been selected for Tokyo, but do you think Tokyo will happen, James?
They're trying always they can, so it's possible. Whether it's open or behind closed doors, they don't know as yet.
Well, once again, James, congratulations, North East Official of the Year.
Thank you.
Thank you, Archie. We're going to move on to the next category, which is Young Volunteer of the Year, and I'd like to invite Chris Betts back up to do the nominations. Chris?
Hello there. Well, we've just seen some tremendous lists of officials, Northeast officials at the highest levels, but to have officials of that stand, you need to have young officials coming up behind them, and we need to have new people coming behind. So we've got an award for the Young Volunteer of the Year, the efforts and achievement of a young volunteer who's making a significant contribution. And the runner-up for the Young Volunteer of the Year, the runner-up is Katie Moody. Hi there, Katie. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Katie. I can't see you yet.
I'm here.
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Camera's on.
Oh, I can see you now. Hello, Katie. Nice to meet you. Well, you've been selected as the runner-up, and you belong to a club, Phoenix Flyers.
Yes.
That's right. And they gained some funding to allow young athletes to take part in the leading athletics course.
Yes.
Which you went on, and you enjoyed it so much that you helped with the club's Young Sparks group. And how old are the children in the Young Sparks?
They're 4 to 7.
4 to 7, yes, that's starting really young. And I'm told that the children really enjoy working with Kate. I'm told that you're an inspirational leader, Kate, which is high praise indeed.
Thank
you. You've recruited more volunteers to help.
Yeah, I recruited a couple of my mates who also went to the club to do it as well.
So how many volunteers have you got now running the Young Sparks?
There's 3 of us now. There's me and Matthew and other Katie as well.
Oh, very good. And how many children have you got?
It alternates each week. There's some that come like fortnightly and some that come weekly. There's usually about 6 to 8.
That's very good indeed. So how did you persuade these other people to become volunteers?
Well, they actually went on the course with me, and we all enjoyed it. And then I just said like I was interested in volunteering, and they followed soon after.
All right. So it was well done to the club who got the funding for you.
Yes.
So how do you see your volunteering role developing? Are there any more courses you're going to go on to? Are you going to stay with the 4 to 7 year olds?
I think for the time being, I'll probably stay with the 4 to 7 year olds. If there's any more like coaching opportunities, then I'd surely take them. Like, I'm always up for progressing, really.
That's right. And can you recruit many more of the 4 to 7 year olds? Have you got room in your groups for more?
I'd have thought so. We haven't really been doing it right now due to COVID, but when it starts up again, then
Yes, of
I'm
course.
sure we'll have like enough space. Yeah.
Yes. So well done, Katie. You're the North East Young Volunteer of the Year runner-up. So many congratulations. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the Young Athlete of the Year winner, and that's Lucy. And the Young Athlete for the Year North is Lucy Hickson. Hello, Lucy.
Hello.
Hello, Lucy. And where are you speaking from?
I'm speaking from Bath at the moment. Yeah, I'm at uni.
You're at Bath University. Yes, I heard you were. Yes. So your testimonial was given by a lady we both know, who's currently where she's currently in Ireland, isn't she?
Yes, I think so.
Joan. So Joan Smith has written that Lucy's a talented all-rounder, a level 1 track judge, and you're not far away from becoming level 2, I hear.
Yeah, so I need to get the paperwork in, and then I'll be level 2.
It's the paperwork you've got. It's paperwork you've got to get done. You volunteered extensively at many events, not only as a track judge, but I hear you've been on the registration desk, the results department, and you even apparently went to the Northern Athletics event of Sheffield as clerk of the course.
Yeah, I've done a few things around.
So that must have been quite intimidating. I've been to some of those events at Sheffield. They're really popular. You get big entries, don't you?
Yeah, lots of entries and lots of spectators all watching down on the stadium.
That's right. Yes. So you had to keep very calm and in control of yourself all the time. So you've been a member of England Athletics Game Changer programme.
Yeah, I joined that a couple of years ago and got involved in some of the competitions with the little kids, which was really nice because it's a nice sort of event.
And how old were the little kids?
I think they're like year 3 to year 7, so I'm not sure how old that is.
Right.
But old enough so they can be told what to do, but also it's a nice event to help out with that.
Yeah. You've attended a mental first aid course. You're an active athlete.
Yeah.
When we're allowed to be outside.
Yes.
Yes. What events do you do?
So I do a bit of sprints, and then I have done hurdles, but obviously haven't done much of that recently.
No, I don't
not been
think
really the opportunity to train for it with COVID.
Yes, it's been very difficult just recently. And what's this I see about a virtual relay team?
Oh yeah, so it was sort of, I think it was to do with my dad's work, and we went on a couple of runs to raise some money for cancer research, and I think everyone in his department, but myself and my family got involved in it, so that was a really nice thing to do over lockdown.
Yeah, very much. So Joan has written that you compete for your club. You structure your time very good to produce maximum effort, and you're willing to give advice and support to all around her. So altogether, you're an asset. You're an excellent winner of the award. So Congratulations. What did you learn at Sheffield? That must have been quite frightening, wasn't it? Clerk of the course.
Yeah, it was intense. It was a lot to take in because obviously as clerk of courses, you don't realise as an athlete or even as another official how much goes into just like the planning and the organising of just like events and what needs to be where. And so it was really good to learn a lot. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
We've got so many rules and regulations, haven't we?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot to keep track of.
And here is the rule book for the event, which you must carry with you at all times, because the rules are so complicated you can't possibly know them all, can you? I've been in the sport for many years, and I certainly don't know all the rules myself. So, what would you say has been your favourite volunteering role?
Well, I really like the YDLs, especially in the summer when the weather's nice. It's really nice to meet officials from different areas, and they are like really good events. There's a lot of good athletics going on, so I think they're probably my favourite.
It's very nice to travel away and meet other people, isn't it? That's one of the things. I know my daughter looked back and said that when she was going away on the bus with the club, with her friends, they were some of the best days of her life, travelling with what was not the YDL, but the one before the YDL. So many congratulations, the Young Volunteer of the North East winner, Lucy Hickson. Well done, congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll get the award to you as soon as we can.
Thanks,
We've got a
Chris.
short video to play, Lucy.
Yeah.
We'll just play that now. Congratulations.
My name is Alex Giles and I am the throws coach and one of the lead officials for Gateshead Harriers. I would like to use this video to endorse Lucy Hickson for the North East Young Volunteer of the Year Award. Lucy's been with us a few years, and on all of our YDL and any YDL and all of our organised indoor and outdoor open meetings, Lucy has always supported and attended as part of an integral part of the team. She is calm, organised, attentive, and she's always eager to learn. However, I think that there is possibly something that makes Lucy stand out from the crowd, and that is her determination to help the younger athletes. By volunteering for the England Athletics Game Changer scheme and attending the mental health first aid course for young people, I think Lucy has demonstrated that to earn an award such as Young Official of the Year, you have to go above and beyond the normal allocations and duties that you're given. I know Lucy intends at university to continue her officiating and competing, and she should be applauded for her endeavours and all the effort that she's put in to date.
Thank you, Lucy. And that was Alex Giles endorsing your award. And how's university?
Oh yeah, it's good. It was nicer when we were all training and before National Lockdown 2.0, but it's been really good so far.
Well, I will get your award to you when you come back for Christmas.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, moving on now. I'd like to invite Archie Jenkins to come back on screen. He's going to present the next awards. Thank you, Archie.
Yeah, well done to Lucy. I have worked in the same track team as Lucy. She's an excellent track official with a great future ahead of her. Next category is Volunteer of the Year Award, recognising the efforts of a volunteer who is seen as invaluable within their club, local area or region. First of all, I'd like to say many congratulations to all the various clubs south of the Tyne, and I am really pleased now that the next two winners are from clubs north of the Tyne. So the runner-up in this category is David Daniels. I'll just
I'm not sure if we've got David with us, but it'd be nice to read the citation about him. David, if you
Okay,
are
yeah.
there, let us know.
I will do, so I can embarrass him then. No, I won't. I just lost my notes here. Anyway, David is a true club man with one of the region's still relatively new clubs, Tynebridge Harriers, that were formed in 2011. Probably David doesn't compete as much as he would like to these days. Certainly a very good runner in his own right, but he puts his energy into the day-to-day running of Tynebridge Harriers. His nominator described David as eating, living and sleeping, running and Tynebridge Harriers. Supporter, motivator, race reporter, photographer is a few of his daily duties. His IT skills are put to good use, producing the weekly club newsletter and a first-class, up-to-date results service. If you Google Tynebridge Harriers, that's what you're hit with. Not so much now, obviously, because we're not racing at the moment, but he's certainly his results service on their website page is wonderful. One focus in particular during the lockdown has been David's ingenuity in keeping members motivated with creative and virtual challenges. We've actually heard a fair bit about that tonight before, but certainly David's nominator praised him for that. David is also active on the North East Counties Road Racing Committee, and his IT skills saw him coordinate the entries and results for the annual North East Road Relay Championships in February this year. That was just 2 or 3 weeks before lockdown. David's a qualified endurance official, and I certainly would describe David in my terms as a foot soldier, enjoying nothing more than making sure that any event he's involved with runs smoothly. Described as a club legend, modesty would prevent David highlighting his winning the Newcastle Sports Unsung Hero of the Year award in 2018. So I was going to say, David, you now have another award to collect. So the North East runner-up, Volunteer of the Year of the Award is David Daniels. So I've got questions, obviously, for David that he can't answer. I was going to ask him one of his favourite lockdown training sessions, because we've heard some of the ideas from some of the other clubs. And I was going to ask what he thought, in the past 10 years, Tynebridge's most memorable achievement, any future club ambitions. Certainly the senior team is one of the strongest clubs in the North East now, and that's certainly thanks to David. The next award is the winner of Volunteer of the Year. And it gives me great pleasure in letting you all know the Volunteer of the Year award is Brenda Mallon. You'll soon find out why I'm taking great pleasure about this shortly. Brenda, another ex-athlete who now puts all her energies into the successful running of her club, Alnwick Harriers. Over the years, the North Northumberland Club, after being reformed in the early 1980s, has built up its junior section. In the early 1980s, certainly it was seniors only. The care and enthusiasm of the young athletes is now the responsibility of one person, Brenda. What makes Brenda special are these comments. Someone who is extraordinarily dedicated to the club and the heart and soul of the club. Her particular role is coordinating the coaching of the entire junior section. However, this involvement certainly doesn't end there. She coordinates all the club coaches. She's the club vice chair, in charge of social and fundraising activities, part of the organising team in the club's very popular and the annually sold out Northumberland Coastal Run, their summer promotion, the Les Alcorn 10K, and all other internal club competitions. In fact, Brenda was my point of contact when Alnwick were the hosts at last December's North East Counties Cross Country Championships. Unfortunately, this year's should have been held in 2-3 weeks' time, but they've been cancelled. But Brenda, they did a wonderful job in Alnwick hosting the North East Championships last December. Going back to Brenda's coaching, I'm not surprised that in her adult group, no one wants to progress and move to another group. She's not only got the respect and affection of the adults, but her own group would be lost without her. One of her specialities is making sure all safety measures are in place, and she handles all risk assessments. That itself is not an easy task. I find at the moment I'm having to do lots of risk assessments, COVID related. So well done, Brenda. I'll be glad when I get out of doing risk assessments. Like David before, Brenda's not shy of collecting awards. A few years ago, Brenda was the obvious one to collect the England Athletics Club Mark status on behalf of the club. And a few months later, Alnwick were runners-up in the North East Annual Development Club of the Year category. That year, making it a hat-trick, Alnwick also finished runner-up in the Northumberland Athletics Network Club of the Year. Brenda obviously played a large and significant role and was the driving force behind these achievements. Strange that we're doing this virtually, but Brenda only lives down the road from me, so I am delighted to announce the North East Volunteer of the Year 2020 is Brenda Mallon from Alnwick Harriers.
Good evening. My name's David Hindmarsh and I'm the chair of Alnwick Harriers. I'd just like to say a few words in absolute tribute to my vice chair, Brenda Mallon. Brenda is a stalwart at our club. She's a coach. She's an inspirational coach. She takes out a group every Wednesday, come rain or shine. She's taken out groups who've never run before and got them into running so that now they're fully fledged, paid up members, dedicated runners entering events across the North East, COVID permitting. She's also inspirational to our kids. The juniors who meet on a Tuesday and Thursday, they are the future of our club, and she takes a group out there. The kids see her as an absolute leader and inspiration. She's the coordinator of our Club Mark initiative at the club and plays a leading role on our committee. When we've got events such as the Les Alcorn, she's the one there arranging the marshals, getting the kids out to the start and making sure the event goes well. When we host the Harrier League cross countries, she'll be the one pre-7 o'clock in the morning out there telling us where to mark up the car parking and get the course ready. She's there, she leads, she mucks in, and she's always got something to say and words of encouragement. Likewise at the Coastal Run, she's a leading presence there. She's massively influential in our club. I can't state that enough. The ironic thing though about her, and she won't mind me saying this, I'm sure, is that in terms of all the work that she's put into the Harrier League and when we've hosted the North Easterns recently, she's the one there doing all the legwork. She doesn't actually like running cross countries. Unbelievable. Anyway, I'd just like to say a huge thank you to Brenda and well done on behalf of all of Alnwick Harriers. Thank you.
Congratulations, Brenda, on getting your nomination. Top coach. just like to say, you know, thank you from me, really. Doing a great job, motivational, enthusiastic, lots of good fun, and just across the board with the juniors, with the adults, with the parents, and just generally ensuring everybody is included. So great. Absolutely well deserved. So pleased, so pleased for you, and fingers crossed you get top spot.
Yeah, we're recording now.
Well done, Brenda, for being nominated. You thoroughly deserve to be nominated. All of the hard work and effort that you've put in over many years, you've really encouraged anyone who's wanted to join the world of running. And yeah, as I say, it's well deserved.
Yeah, outstanding coach, absolutely fantastic, very motivational. Well done, Brenda. We're very proud of you. We are all running because of you, so thank you. We know how much you've worked on for us.
Well done, Brenda. You've done very well. You deserve everything. That's, you know, coaching. You've been a great coach, motivating everybody. Just, you know, got us all on our toes, and it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
A lot of fun to work with.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Thanks, Brenda, for all you've done. Thanks, Brenda. Thanks, Brenda. Thanks, Brenda.
Thanks, Brenda.
Cheers, Brenda. Thanks, Brenda. Thanks, Brenda. Thanks, Brenda.
Thanks, Brenda.
Hi, Brenda. Me and my group would like you to say a few words about your commitment, dedication, time, effort and patience. And a massive
thank you, Brenda!
Well done, Anik Harriers. What a superb video. Have we got Brenda?
I'm here, Howardie. Hi.
Hi, Brenda. I think I spotted your mother. She'll be very proud.
Yeah, she was there. No show without punch.
So are you going to dread these questions I'm going to ask you?
Yeah.
Well, I asked Margaret Fraser about the weather in Shields, but I know what the weather was like in Anik today. So it was windy.
It was.
Right. I was going to ask David Daniels this question, but I'll put it to you. How have you kept all the youngsters motivated during the lockdown? You probably got practice the first lockdown, but now we've had 2 or 3 weeks of this one as well.
Oh, well, yeah, it is difficult. It's a hard task, but we've just set them tasks. We've had them out running, getting their vests on, because all the photos they send in, they have to have the vest and a carrier vest on. Yeah, just having a bit daft carry on with them as well, getting them to do silly things, all the bridges around Anik, and yeah, just setting daft tasks for them. They've loved it, absolutely loved it, the juniors. Yeah.
Well, you've got me thinking there, all the bridges. Anyway, I'll think about that and I'll go on to the next question.
I'll set you the task, Archie.
Yeah, well, you've got my email, so right. Any memorable achievements over the years? Any teams, individuals you'd like to mention? In fact, there's one name that springs to mind with me. You must remember having a young Laura Waitman when she was a member of the club. So any memorable moments with the youngsters or teams?
Yeah, her name comes up quite often. She is an inspiration, and it's good to have her like close to home. Yeah, I mean, we've had a few. We've got quite a few at the moment. To be honest, at the moment we've got boys coming, well, I'm saying boys, men, 17-year-olds, and who have been with us since 8-year-old, and we're quite proud of that, to have them athletes still running. Ollie Telfa's one. We've got them still running with and as coaches, we're really proud to bring them right through to adult senior running. It's yeah, it's good. It's good.
Well, you mentioned Ollie there, and I was delighted because Morpeth witnessing his sub 2 800, because I think he knocked about 12 seconds off his 800 this year.
Yeah.
So he was one of yours, was he? Would be, yeah.
From the beginning, yeah. I coached him, obviously not now, I don't, but yeah, he's He's been with us for a long time, yeah, and a really, really nice lad. Yeah, we've had a few. Millie Breeze, obviously she's gone to Morpeth now, but we've had her through. Yeah, it's been good, really good.
And all that without a track. Now, I know Chris Jones from England Athletics is on, but you've done all that without a track. The thing is, there's not much chance of a track because, you know, there's that good facility down the road at Morpeth now. Anyway, Brenda, I was delighted when I found out I was going to be announcing the winner, especially when, as I say, you're just down the road. So very many congratulations. Well done.
Thank you very much, Archie. Thank you to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Archie, and congratulations, Brenda, and all the other award winners that we've presented so far. So I'm going to move on now to the last category for the evening, and that's services to athletics or running. And this recognises long-term outstanding service to the sport from an individual or group of individuals. And the winner in this category is Jill King. Hi, Jill. So Jill's the backbone of Middlesbrough Mandale AC, and she's been an inspiration since joining the committee in 1988. Gosh, you don't look old enough. She's been membership secretary for over 30 years and has always been available to provide up-to-date information to both athletes and parents. She also manages waiting lists and liaises with coaches and parents around new members. Jill is instrumental in the organisation of a number of competitions, and this has increased membership by providing opportunities for participation via the Fantastic Four and allow other clubs to compete. She also volunteers at local school competitions, both track and cross country. Jill recognises the importance of rewarding athletes by organising and hosting annual awards nights, liaising with coaches to provide personal messages to each athlete, which adds a special touch. Jill is an amazing role model in terms of commitment, drive and passion, and she has taken on additional volunteer roles when a lack of volunteers has affected the club. That's kept the club in existence and provided the best opportunities for athletes in Middlesbrough. Now, we've just got a slide for you, Jill. This was handwritten but has been typed and came from your colleagues at Middlesbrough. It's a little bit small, but I'll try and read that out. So, in 1985, Jill and daughter Sarah joined Mandel Harriers. Sarah trained with Cyril Elliott and Roy Bradley, and Jill became membership secretary, a role that she's continued to this day. Times have changed with the use of computers, email and databases, almost beneficial, plus the interest in athletics has never waned. Jill's role has changed. The legacy of the 2012 Olympics has meant that lots of more under-11s want to join the club. We have a long waiting list, such that unless a name is down when a child is there, they just might get into a group when they are 8. Some athletes have been with us since they were 8, and now their children are joining. During Jill's time as a member of the committee, she has worked through Club Mark twice, continuing links with local schools and the red tape of health and safety and codes of conduct. Jill also organised several Cyril Elliott track and field meetings, 3 Charles Stewart track and field meetings, and the Fantastic Four events and award nights. Jill's going to step down from the committee in the many roles she has successfully filled over the last 35 years. Thank you, Jill, for everything. And I think you deserve a rest, Jill, after doing all that. Well done. So, Jill, basically, you've done everything with Middlesbrough Mandale over the past 35 years. Can you share one of the highlights from your volunteering time with the club?
I think highlights. Membership is not a highlighting job. It's involves collecting a lot of money and getting everybody registered. I think highlights for me are seeing athletes who start at 8-year-old and stay with the club, and are encouraged by their coaches and are still in athletics at 18 and past university age as well. That's probably when we start to lose them. But yeah, my highlight is making sure that athletes continue their encouragement and their support with the club.
Yeah, and the nomination recognised your commitment to athletes and the importance of rewarding them. Could you share one tip for your many years of organising annual awards nights?
Plan early, start early, because obviously, it's the coaches who nominate. It's not me. I just, coordinate it all. So it's getting them to praise their athletes or to select their athletes and praise them, and then put it together. But yeah, it's the preparation beforehand with anything, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure we're all going to take note of that. Thank you. And I'm sure Middlesbrough would be wanting you to stay on as another 30 years as a membership secretary. Do you have any plans in your retirement?
Oh, no, I'm not retiring. I'm just stepping down as membership secretary. That's all.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody will find me something to do, but we'll see.
More time to do other things.
Well, I still do a lot of walking. I'm still a long distance walker now. So, yes.
Fantastic.
But thank you anyway, and thank you, everybody.
You're very welcome.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. And Sarah, I think now we have a pre-recorded closing address from the National Chair, Dave Lodwick, and then we're coming back to me just to conclude the meeting.
I would like to send my congratulations to all our worthy winners, runners-up and nominees. I would also like to say a big thank you to all of you who took the time to nominate someone and show them how much you appreciate their dedication. As a volunteer myself, I know that we do it because we enjoy it, but never underestimate the power that even a simple thank you from an athlete or parent can have. Since the start of the pandemic, our sport has shown great resilience. From the EA staff going above and beyond to provide us with guidance and online content, to the club volunteers devising ingenious ways to keep their members feel connected and active. A lot has been written about the negative effect of lockdown and isolation on mental health, and I have no doubt that the efforts of our wonderful volunteers have made a massive difference to people's sense of well-being. Looking forward to next year, at the end of January, we'll be calling for people to put themselves forward to join our band of regional councillors. These people, who are active volunteers like you, play a vital role in advising the board, staff and other decision makers on the issues faced by the grassroots of the sport, and help to ensure that clubs, athletes and volunteers remain front and centre in everything that EA does.
So that concludes the formal part of the meeting, and we hope you enjoyed yourselves. I've been keeping an eye on the chat window, and thank you everyone for posting bits and pieces in. We'll shortly be showing a montage of photos which have been taken over the summer, and that demonstrates what a great job the volunteers have done in the North East to deliver athletics to the wider community. So stay on the line until that's finished, and post in the chat window if you recognise yourself or anybody on that montage. We need to make arrangements to deliver the awards to you as soon as possible, and we can either arrange to come out and see you at a training venue, or we can get them posted out to you. So if you can contact Sarah, or Sarah will contact you to find out your preference, and then we'll make those arrangements. And before we run with the photo montage, I'd like to say thank you to Sarah and to Chris and the rest of the team at England Athletics for keeping us right on the technology, which I think has worked very well. It shows that all that practice did pay off. If you'd have seen the first iteration, you wouldn't have been so impressed. I'd also like to thank the Regional Council for their work in preparing for this evening and for presenting the awards, and for the East Midlands who did the judging of this year's awards for us. A very big well done to the runners-up and the award winners. Carry on the good work over the next year, 5 years, 10 years, 30 years in Jill's case. And I, for one, am looking forward to next year with hope that we'll soon get back to more competition, more access to training venues, and look forward to seeing many of you during the course of the year, and also, of course, on the cross country. I'm not a regular goer to the cross country, but I'm going to make the effort this year. So, Archie, I'll try and get out there, assuming we can get it on. So if you want to stay on the line for just a few minutes, we'll now run the montage. And thank you to everybody who's watching on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed the evening. And anybody who's on tonight, you can watch that back on the YouTube channel. And I'm sure, I think, Sarah, you posted out the link, did you? Or would you post out the link?
Yeah, that's right. It'll be available from tomorrow online to watch back, and we'll send a follow-up email too. Thank you, Janice, too, for hosting tonight. I'm sure everyone agrees Janice has done a fabulous job. Keeping us all on the straight and narrow. So big thumbs up to you as well, Janice. Cheers.
Cheers. I've still got some wine left, and I didn't manage to get to the rest of the bottle. So well done, me. Okay, let's go to the photos.